Live.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whichever part
Good
y'all
day.
are. Good day.
Yeah, good day if you're part of the southern hemisphere.
This what?
The southern
Oh, okay.
hemisphere, because if you're Australian, I mean, there's more countries in the southern hemisphere, but
Okay. It's
obviously,
uh-huh. So it's us again.
exactly. A bit
We're
of a
back.
delay. We're supposed to do it this weekend. What happened
This is the weekend. What are you talking about?
last weekend? Like, when was the first one we recorded?
I I
Oh, it
don't know.
was 1 week ago. It was 2 weeks ago, actually, the first one. Kind
Okay.
of. Yeah.
So yeah, we're a week delayed
Yeah,
because
yeah.
stuff's happen and
Life.
life exactly.
Life
But
happens.
we're back again to talk about random stuffs.
Exactly. So,
Mhm.
what's been going on this week? What kind of things can we talk about?
Well, it's the Christmas weekend, so
Oh,
do
do
you?
you know? Yeah.
Mhm.
Do
Go
you
ahead.
know? Because I don't really celebrate. We don't really celebrate in my family.
Okay.
So, do you usually know what you're getting,
Oh, what do you mean?
like as a gift?
Um, we actually don't celebrate it too, my family.
Okay.
So, I mean, we do. It's not like we're against it or anything like that, but we don't really celebrate it the way most people do. Like, oh, give gifts
Not
to
even orange.
not even what?
Not even an orange.
An orange?
Yeah, you don't know about the orange thing in Christmas? Like,
I
there's this
don't.
thing about gifting oranges. Like,
What?
because you can't afford toys or anything
Oh, I
fancy.
haven't heard of that. So not even
Yeah,
oranges. Like
yeah.
I'm actually gonna celebrate Christmas Eve with my friends tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think they have their own um it's not really secret Santa because it's just the two of them giving each other gifts. So yeah. But
imagine them trying to pretend. Oh, I wonder who gave that to me.
yeah,
Who gifted that to me?
I would have never known. So yeah, usually I get gifts if it's like that whole setup, like Christmas, the Secret Santa sort of setup. So usually with friends or with coworkers, but with family we don't really do that.
hmm
So yes, I didn't know about the orange, so maybe I'll just give them oranges. Who
yeah, that
knows?
would feel kind of passive aggressive. Not gonna lie though.
Pretty
But if you're super duper broke,
mm,
that's a very nice symbolic gesture. Because the
oranges are
spirit of
good.
yeah, the spirit
So
of Christmas is all about giving, not necessarily like it's about
mm,
love. It's
yeah.
about family.
So what are you planning on Christmas?
I think we're just gonna have a fancy meal, but that's gonna be it.
Like a fancy dinner?
Yeah, the same fancy dinner we've been having for the past 10 years. So
Okay. Well,
it's fine.
that's
It's food. It's yummy. It's different,
mhm.
and it's once again the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah, I think I look forward to New Year's more.
Oh,
Yeah, just because my family we celebrate it with like my church mates and all that.
okay.
So that's pretty cool. Like I do look forward to that. But yeah, Christmas not much happening.
We're grown-ups now. We don't need none of that gift Santa
I
fantasy type of thing.
do. I still want the gifts. Okay? I'm a grown up, but come on.
Okay,
But
what's
it's
on your
okay.
list then? Okay, let's go over what's on your list of gifts. Like, what did you write in on the letter for Santa?
I didn't do that, but my wish
I mean, of
list.
course you're not gonna get gifts if you don't send him a letter. Like everybody knows that, duh.
What? Where am I gonna send it? What's his address?
I mean, you just put in a letter with like, like the way I've been doing that for ages, and people have told me,
Okay.
just like,
Well, okay. Santa's just gonna have to read my mind, but I did have a wish list for the Secret Santa that we did for work, and so it's just three, and then well, the person that got me, she bought a neck pillow because I thought we were gonna travel, um, but we didn't because of the schedule and whatnot. So neck pillow, a yoga mat, and then that like portable karaoke machine.
mm-hmm.
So I got two of it of the stuffs in the wish list already. Um, the person who got me bought the neck pillow, and then I bought the yoga mat yesterday using a gift card that I won at our Christmas party. So I
Oh
didn't.
yeah, you won. Yeah, you won.
Yeah, and then I don't know about the portable karaoke machine. Maybe I will buy that too. So.
Sounds like a solid investment.
Mhm. Yeah, I sing a lot, so it's gonna be good. So yes, I am my own Santa in a way.
That that is pretty cool. So you don't have to worry about
Do you
not
have your
receiving a
own
gift.
wish
Do I have a
list?
list, a wish list?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, my wish list for Christmas is always peace in the world,
What?
end of hunger, like all like this is the type of guy I am. Like just like
Mhm.
for me, those things are super meaningful, and I really want to help. No, I'm kidding, of course, but I don't know, like this is an interesting thing. My tendency, and I think it's like a globe, like it's a big thing. It's just like
Mhm.
I do have a tendency to be like, oh, I'm gonna buy some stuff, and that's gonna make me feel better. Like it feels so nice to get new
Mhm.
stuff, like new
Yeah.
tools, new things, and it feels like, oh, it's gonna change my life, or it's gonna like bring a new dynamic into my life. But then ultimately, like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah. Like the retail therapy, the feeling of that. I
Yeah,
yeah, I do that a lot too.
you know.
I don't know.
So unfortunately, the good stuff comes from within. Well, unfortunately and
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
Well, meaning that you feeling good depends on, well, not just you, of course, like
Mm.
obviously, but like yeah, like it's not just like buying stuff or like getting a new setup for your desk that's gonna make you more productive. It's gonna be
Yeah.
just like doing it and getting used to doing it till it
Okay.
actually becomes like a habit that you can keep. I don't know, one of the theories, like one of the ways of doing it, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, yeah.
I mean, I do get what you mean because that's what I tried to tell myself before when I used to at my first job, and it was like a well, I guess like a secretary in a way, but like I did a lot of stuff, so I don't think I was just a secretary, so like an assistant or whatever, an all-around assistant. And I only stayed for a month because it was so toxic. But they had meetings every day, and I didn't like the fact that I had to take minutes of the meetings, and it's always like every day, and I have to send it by the end of the day. And then I complained about that to my brother, and he said, like practice doing that every day so that it becomes like you're like a second skin or something like that. Like you're just gonna get used to it. It's not gonna be a big deal. So I guess it's not so bad, like that sort of thought. Because if you're not motivated, then might as well just add it to the skill set. Like do it without thinking.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a lot of that. The good thing about that is AI is gonna change everything. Like you won't have to do this thing ever again. And guess
Yeah.
what? you most probably won't even have to you
Yeah.
won't even have the privilege to have a job most probably because you'll get replaced. We all will get replaced. A
Which
lot of us will
sucks.
get replaced.
I mean, I've heard of that before, but I guess it's a bit more apparent now, like because you could see the changes now, or like the
Yeah.
updated versions of stuffs. Um, so I don't know. I mean, my type of job could like I might lose my job if that's the case. So which is scary, but
Yeah, like I think well, there's a lot of impressive like AI is actually pretty disappointing. Like I was doing for the show, I was like trying to generate a bunch of like it's pretty disappointing. It's actually pretty amazing, but like
uh-huh.
there's limitations to it, like the types of prompts you give to the AI,
Okay.
like you having to know what you want and you being able to formulate it in the way that the AI is going to understand and provide you generate the thing that you want.
Hmm.
And I spent a lot of time on the generating stuff for the podcast or for other side businesses or whatever because I'm a hustler, of course.
Yes, of
And
course.
and while it's impressive, you
Mm.
can tell like there's always a little detail like we're not there at the stage where it's gonna fully replace a human being,
Mhm.
but like there's certain things like Midjourney, like it's one of the
Mhm.
leading image generative AI type of thing. Like you can do some impressive stuff with it. It still feels AI. Like there's something about AI imageries, especially where it's like
Mhm.
you can tell it's not like a human perspective. Actually, I think that's the thing. It's not a human. Like you can tell that like there's none of that human perspective. So even if it
Uh,
looks clean and it looks impressive, it feels soulless in a
uh-huh.
way. It's interesting. But it's
Okay.
also scary for a lot of designers and photographers because like right
Yeah.
now it feels weird, but later like it will refine it and it will compete super hardcore with the yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I do get what you mean.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, like, cause for me, I do create content for my job as well, but it's more of like
Mhm.
content for like questions and then reviewers and all that stuff. And we also had that kind of conversation before where, oh, what if AI is gonna take over our jobs? Right now, since AI hasn't gotten to that point yet, so no worries right now. But like you said, it might like they could refine it, and then they could be the one generating whatever we're generating, with a few tweaks, with a few better prompts or something like that. So it is kind of scary, but also I guess for people who want to try stuffs like that and don't have um the luxury to just pay someone to do it for them, then I guess it could be helpful as well.
Yeah, it is a great opportunity for that. I think there's two
Mhm.
things definitely. There's the fact that where language models are becoming better and better. I
What do you
don't
mean by that?
like I think yeah, like things like asking questions. So but I think that
Okay.
beyond that it's just like pushing like there's gonna be two things. It's gonna be a great tool for people to unlock potential within themselves and do stuff they wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
Mhm.
Like you can generate images for your content creation, you can get the
What?
information that you need to build like intricate writing or whatever it is. Like it's a great help, it's a great leverage.
Uh-huh.
And I think also like it's gonna trim a lot of like not mediocrity, but like it's gonna trim a lot of people in the sense that it will force you to stand out in
Mhm.
not necessarily excellence, but like um some kind of creativity that's really unique to you. You know what? Like
Mhm.
you I don't think we will be able to just do certain things anymore
Okay.
in terms of like things without the added value of someone's perspective or vision. Like I think it's gonna push things into like who's got the better vision rather than who's got the better execution per se, like the skills to
Mhm.
execute that.
But for me,
Hmm.
I think it's kind of difficult because, first of all, without AI, let's put that aside for a sec. There's a huge number of people who are trying to get a job. So, like, people are competing with people. So, by that sort of perspective, you still have to stand out. Putting the AI on the mix makes it more difficult because then you have to stand out. Um, like the challenges just adds up. Like, okay, you have to stand out from people at the same expertise that you do, plus the AI. So I guess it's good in a way that you try to find the value of what you do, putting the soul in what you do, because right now that's what's lacking with the AI. But it's very competitive. Like, so I don't know how it's gonna turn out in a couple more years where AI is a bit more refined.
Yeah, it's gonna be scary because I think like not even like because they talk about AGI, which is like artificial general intelligence. It's like when it's
Mhm.
I don't know what's the definition of it, but I would assume like when it's actually intelligent like us, kind of
Like what?
like
Like us?
like us. Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
AGI. Like I don't know when it's gonna happen, if ever. But I know that in a few years it's gonna get like it's gonna be very good and also very bad. I think the capabilities are gonna improve very fast.
How? What?
And
What do you mean
yeah,
by bad?
well, I mean, it's the thing is, let's say that it's just the capabilities are gonna improve
Okay.
massively in 1 to 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be great for opportunities for like you gotta be able to think outside the box. It's always kind of the thing like that, thinking outside the box and developing your personality, developing your creativity, your vision. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of talks about, personal branding, like instead of like using your name, using like creating communities of people and selling or existing through that personal unique brand that is just you because nobody can be you unless
Uh-huh.
we do cloning and stuff like that. Unless you get replaced by the CIA
Oh shit.
or, because you know too much and they have to make you disappear and use a decoy to
They're gonna kill me? Damn. But
it,
yes.
if the Rothschild wants like they want to get rid of, but basically okay, I'm just going to why it's just
Yeah.
the idea that yeah, like like the individuality, the creativity to set yourself apart, it's
Mm.
even harder, as you said, like it's going to be even harder, or you're going to have to think differently, like radically um much more differently
Mm.
about certain things. But it's hard, like being creative and having a personal brand and being unique. It's actually kind of hard,
Yeah.
but at the same time, the material is here. Like everybody can do it, but at the same time, it's not as straightforward as you would think it is.
Yeah. Also, because you have to take into consideration, um, okay, so you have to be authentic, but you also have to be able to um think about certain stuffs like, okay, you shouldn't say this or you shouldn't do this. So there's like a fine line there where you could be yourself, but also trying not to stir something up. A lot of
Yeah,
people
get
cancel people
canceled.
these days.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
exactly.
afraid of this for yourself? Do you have
Um,
controversial opinions? Should we call the thought police on you and figure
no,
out what you are ri-
where I am.
what what you're trying to hide?
Well, I would say I'm a bit not a bit like I'm my thoughts I are quite reserved when I know it's okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about that.
Hmm.
Um but the thing is
Interesting.
you can't be too sure though. Like you could say something super normal, say something like what you've always been saying, and then someone might find a fault in that, like some random person who just doesn't think the way you do.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. Like I don't have much of a digital footprint to be worried about that yet. So yeah. What about you?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. I think my personal opinion is we all have thoughts that would get us cancelled. There's no way like we all like
Mm,
that's not how the mind works. And we're all human beings, and obviously we all have our biases and stupid ideas. I
yeah.
think the biggest thing with all the canceling stuff, so some of it like is good in the sense that obviously like certain behaviors and
Mm,
certain things are not good, and it's not a good thing not to say anything about it. So you have to find the balance between like fostering a good environment, but it's true that it's complicated because I don't think people really care about justice.
mhm.
I think it's all about the power that it gives to shut someone down. Like there's a bit of that. Like
Yeah.
it's not all about this. It obviously like there's some legit cases and there's some legit things, and you gotta be careful. Like it's like you don't go out naked. You don't insult people out of nowhere. Like there's
Yeah.
conventions
Yeah.
to make it like pleasant for everyone. But I also think that for some people that don't do much in their lives, or like in Instagram, I was checking on Instagram. The comments on Instagram are so toxic. It's crazy. People
Uh-huh.
getting triggered
Yes.
for like some stupid memes, and you can
Exactly.
tell. Yeah, and it's such a like it's a projection thing because when you get to call out someone or you get to be offended by something or like starting up drama, it's so powerful for someone. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a lot of it's a lot of power, it's a lot of entertainment, it's a lot of I feel right, I'm on the right
Yeah.
side of history. It's also like someone is successful, you get to shoot them down. Like there's a lot of effed up
Yes.
dynamics in it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like
Hmm.
if you have to think about being authentic and putting it out there, you have to think about these sort of factors because especially nowadays because a lot of people could just say whatever, comment whatever.
Hmm.
Um and I don't know. There's definitely power in that, and for me, if I was in that situation, it just exhausts my energy. Like especially when you talk to people who don't want to listen,
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be really annoying. Even if let's say you're right. I don't know. I think it's because we have power. So you know, you can say whatever you want to say and it's not like even if it's weird or even if it's like a lot of people strongly disagree, you can still say it. We have that freedom. And I don't know. So
Yeah. I've been
I'm just
thinking about it.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm gonna use my name
Oh,
to build my own personal brand because I'm trying to find a job, and this is kind of like one of the ways. And also, I'm thinking about beyond that,
yeah.
like all the AI talk, and I think even beyond the AI talk, like personal brands are super important.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think
and
that's yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, you definitely can do different things. You don't necessarily have to have a personal brand, but in my case, because I kind of missed out on certain, like my course of my journey has to well, I don't have to, but if I want to make something, like I don't have a PhD from Stanford basically. Okay.
Okay.
So if I want to extract a lot of value,
Yeah.
I need to I don't know, play with the story that I have and try to find the good stuff in the story and do something about it. And so I was thinking about it using my name, and yeah, the question of privacy, because you get yourself out there with your picture, with your name, and you become like influential in whatever area
Mhm.
or domain you are into. And it's like, yeah, like It's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, well, that's where the standing out and being your authentic self comes in. I
Hmm.
feel like the personal branding is more on to get back on that foundation. Like, okay, I do this. This is what I think. This is how I do things. It's always good to have some sort of like foundation of, for example, for you, like who Jerome is or what Jerome wants. So you don't lose track of, I don't know, changes, and you can keep being yourself, keep being who you are.
Hmm.
But like you said, it's also scary because you're putting yourself out there, and even if you do everything, like you plan it out and you do it as you plan, there might be obstacles or like opposition. I don't know, like haters or whatever. Like there will be something that's not gonna flow with it, and I don't know. I guess you just have to learn how to handle that.
Yeah. I guess the first thing, even before the hate, let's be honest, the first thing is people not caring. Because that's the first
Oh.
step, is like nobody cares. Like, this is the thing, like, also about the personal branding is
Mm.
like when you first start, nobody cares. But then later, like, yeah, if you start developing a following and developing a name for yourself, it's gonna attract a wall. But I think it's also like the way you decide to interact with others, the way that you decide to behave. Like, obviously, I think there's topics that should be off limits.
The what?
Like, there should be topics that should be
Oh.
off limits, in a sense, like, you're not gonna solve a lot of issues. Just like, you have a voice, but you're not gonna solve it. Like, let's be honest, you're not gonna solve anything. So like this is the thing that I see with a lot of influencers and big
Yeah.
personal brand type of individuals, is just stick to your lane, kind of like, not necessarily you can't do or say what you want to do, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
What was I going to go with that?
I honestly don't know. I was just waiting.
What does Jerome wants? That's a good question. What did I mean by that? But I think it's just like, I think there's enough. Like, it's not that scary because it's a matter of discipline.
Right.
You keep it to your lane.
Mhm.
You understand that maybe like some topics you don't. It's not like you don't have to have an opinion on it, but
Mm.
people, like, you're not gonna get like, you're not gonna solve world hunger, and you're not gonna solve world peace by having an opinion on it. Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay.
As a
Why
random YouTuber or a
wh-
random tech guy or a random artist.
why does that sound very pessimistic?
No, because in a sense, like, there's a lot of smarter people and a lot of people whose job is actually doing that.
Oh,
And
okay.
like, and when you start developing a following, like, people tend
Mhm.
to be like, "Oh, I need to speak out and use my voice and my power to talk about this and this and that." And I'm like,
Well, I guess that depends,
yeah.
If, for example, because it's good that, okay, so there are people who are expert at, let's just say, something about world hunger, but these people don't usually have a good following as well, or they don't have like, people who listen to them, like a huge number of people who listen to them. So I guess if the influencers are doing it for a good cause and reaching out, that would be good. But if it's something like political or something like just a personal opinion for them and just talking about it without without research or proper education regarding the matter, I think that would be kind of like not cool. But
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I don't think it's all bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm very pessimistic on people because sometimes I venture into the comment sections of video. I have
Right.
this rule that I often break, which is like, there's no point venturing in the comment section. Like, there's nothing to gain from it. And
Okay.
sometimes I do, and I don't think we know how to talk as a society. We definitely do not. Like, comprehension skills, the ability to understand what the other means, the ability to the assumptions that we make on a lot of things that are said, just our understanding of the world as well. Like there's a lot of things where it's like it's not proper for conversation. I'm not saying like dumb or whatever, but it's just like it's not we're not here for conversation. We're here to validate or invalidate opinions and feelings. So it's kind of like this is why I don't really believe in
Oh,
doing
okay.
advocacy type of thing.
Well, I'm not that kind of person, dude. I don't have like
Mhm.
something I stand like so firm. I guess I just go neutral on a lot of things, and then it depends on the situation. If you feel like if it's definitely something that you should not agree. So yeah, but I also don't feel compelled to comment on stuffs. But again, I might. Who knows? I might if it's like something close to me personally that I know, like the situation or something I'm knowledgeable about. But I don't know. I don't really do that. So again, freedom.
Yeah.
People have the freedom to do that. So it's quite difficult
Yeah.
to moderate that too.
Mother for them, but yeah. But I think it's not as scary. Like having the AI, personal brand, all this stuff, it's not as scary as we think it is. It's just maybe uncomfortable because there's a lot of different thinking that we need to have.
Yeah.
Even like being confronted to different opinions on the in the comment sections. Maybe there's something to learn from that. A
True.
different perspective. We gotta remember to all these things we thought we understood and knew for sure, and then ended up understanding we did not.
Yeah. That could
And
be it too. So
mhm,
keep an open mind. I think that's one of
exactly.
the good ways to see certain situations. So yeah, I
Wow, we
guess
did the yeah.
what?
Yeah, we did the 30 minutes. See? Like and we
So,
didn't even touch 2/3 of the topics we planned on talking on.
so yes. Well, I hope there was something out of that. We get something out of that. I think. I think
Yeah.
you can, but yeah.
Oh, we definitely get some yeah. I guess our
Mhm.
future selves will be pleased.
Yes, and we'll
Our
be
future
sleeping, hearing.
exactly.
But yes.
Okay
So
then. Well,
I think that's
that was
all.
fun. Then
Brilliant.
bye-bye, I
You don't
guess.
sound like you enjoyed it. And that was fun. And then
Yeah, that was
bam.
fun, very fun, yeah.
With a very
Listen, remember what we
monotonous.
said about the exits.
I know. Okay, so thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.